me, Timmy Flyers Guy, and welcome to the Orange and Black Recap. I'm your host, Timmy Flyers Guy. Tough loss last night. In the 6-3 loss, Christian DeWard had a goal. Martown had a goal, and Luke Gongani had a goal. And that's the recap. You know, today I woke up in an emotional wreck. Last night I went to bed in an emotional wreck. You know, now I know how Tony Soprano felt. What he had to put up with all his life, all the people saying crap about him, all the people judging him. I know exactly what it's like to be Tony Soprano. A tortured soul. A tortured heart. A tortured soul. I know how Tony Soprano feels, everybody. I really do. I really do, because I feel like Tony Soprano. I feel like punching a hole through the drywall. I feel like throwing a telephone at somebody's face and hitting them with a telephone. And I'm not just thinking about it. I'm not going to act on it, though, but I have it in my mind sometimes. But I feel like an emotional wreck today. You know something? People are going to be asking me, why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep coming on here and doing this to myself? Maybe I'm a bit of a masochist. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm out of my mind. Maybe I'm 39 and crazy. Maybe I am. Because this morning, I felt like an emotional wreck. Last night, I felt like an emotional wreck. I felt like somebody emotionally stabbed me. I feel emotionally and mentally wounded right now. I have an emotional bullet wound right now. I have been emotionally shot right in the heart. That's how I feel. I feel like I've been emotionally assassinated. Last night's game, I ran into this game. I did everything to bring the good vibes to this hockey team last night. I listened to my pregame playlist. I played God Bless America. Last night, I had a chat with the man upstairs. And I asked him if he could make a miracle happen, not just for me, not just for the team, but for the city, for all of us. That's the type of guy I am. Because I love this fan base. Even when they say some horrible things about the team, I still love this fan base. And I still stick my neck out for this fan base. And that's what I did Last night, I said a prayer for all of us, for every Flyers fan in this fan base, for every citizen of this great city. I said a prayer. I also had a chat with my dad up in heaven. I also had a chat with my Aunt Lynn, who was in heaven as well. And I told them, I said, Dad, Aunt Lynn, if you could you please make a miracle happen in Philadelphia Flyers? Put in a good word to the man upstairs. And I said to my dad, let me tell you this story about my dad. As you all know, my dad passed away in 2016. 2017 was probably the worst year of my life. Worse than any loss, worse than a pimple, worse than a bad hair day. 2017, I woke up in the middle of the night, gasping for air. I couldn't breathe. And I was scared. I was afraid. And I remember that night. My mom tried to resuscitate me. The ambulance coming to my house. Well, I don't remember that part. But I do remember how my mom felt. I was out of it, and I didn't know what was going on. But in the back of my head, I knew how my mom felt. I knew how my family felt. Because this was a Game 7. This, what happened to me, was like a Game 7 in 2010. Being down 3-0 to the Boston Bruins. But I was finally able to get out of the hospital and to get out of the rehab facility. That was my comeback. And I'm sure many of us have had those times where our backs were against the wall. I'm not the only one who's had their very own Game 7 off the ice. This was my off-ice version of a Game 7, 2017. And today is a perfect example of when it rains, it pours. Yesterday, it poured. Yesterday, it rained. And today, it poured. I was set to go to my doctor's appointment today. Unfortunately, today we got me in the van today. And the back door of the van was not shut. And this isn't a regular handicap van. This is a rear entry van, which means I would come into the rear. So, we get into the car, we're strapping me in, we're getting me locked up. We close the door. All of a sudden, it won't shut all the way. All of a sudden, It wouldn't shut. So me and my uncle, my sister and my nurse, were freezing our asses off. Freezing our asses off. We're freezing our asses off. And we're cold. And we can't get the door open. So we finally decide that we're going to have to cancel the appointment tonight. And the weird thing is, I felt like shit when I got up this morning. I felt like an emotional wreck this morning. Because you know what I hate? Going to a doctor's appointment right after a Flyers loss. I hate that. The reason I hate that is when you're feeling pissed off, and you're feeling upset, and you feel like an emotional wreck, you don't want to go out. You want to stay in. Because you're mad. You're angry. You're pissed off. You feel like punching a hole through the wall. And many of us feel like it, and I'm sure many Flyers fans right now have probably put holes in the drywall right now. And that's how it feels. It's disappointing. But you know what? You know what life is? You know what life is? Life is like a game 7. Sometimes you come back, and sometimes the odds are just too much. That's how life is. Life is not fair. It's true. But if life is fair, everybody would get an opportunity. And you know what? I've been a fan my whole life. I've seen my fair share of success. I've seen my fair share of heartbreak. I dealt with pain. I dealt with pain in my life, both emotional and physical pain. And that's what life is. You know, life feels good. But life also can hurt. What happened last night, it hurt. It really hurt emotionally. It hurt. It hurt. And I know that we still have a chance. I know that. But what happened last night, it hurt. It really hurt my soul. It really hurt my heart. It really hurt me deep inside. I was having these scenarios in my head. And my problem is I obsess over things. I obsess over things in my life. I obsess about it. And maybe that's what my problem is. I obsess so much. And I have these fantasies of grandeur in my head. When I have these fantasies and obsessions in my head, it never goes good. That's my problem. Obsession is my weakness. And I need to find a way to get over that weakness. I had 2 scenarios in my head. The one scenario is both Flyers are in. And in this scenario, I have this whole scenario of people coming up to me saying, Tim, how about them Flyers? They did it. They're finally in. They made it. And I have this scenario like on Facebook. And everyone is happy. Everyone is celebrating. Other scenario I have in my head. The other scenario I have in my head. The other scenario I have in my head. What if they lose? What if they don't give in? And then I can predict it. I see people going on Facebook, and I see people saying, maybe next year, maybe next year. But you know something? I don't want that scenario. I want the scenario where we make the playoffs. That's the one I want. I'm not going to focus on the bad scenario. The good scenario is what I want. But sometimes in life, I feel like no matter how much I want something, I never get it. But you know, in a way, that's life's way of telling, that's life's way of telling me I have to keep trying. I have to stay strong. I have to keep trying. Because there's many things in my life I never got. I never got a girlfriend. I never got a cure for my disability. And I never, ever got a chance to say goodbye to people in my life. And I feel like I never get what I want to get. And as a fan base, we never get what we want. And I just want that. Not just for me. I want it for all of you. Because I care about my city. I care about my team. I care about the fan base. Travis Anthony, I'm going to say this once. You need to step up. Matthew Nishon, you need to step up. This is important. This is really important. Not just to me, but for every single Philadelphia Flyers fan, just like me, that wants to see this team get into a playoff spot. I'm not going to give up. I know life is going to be unfair, but it doesn't have to be. It's up to you. You know what? I'm not going to give up. I'm going to get up tomorrow morning, with a dream and hope in my heart that the Flyers can win tomorrow night.